do something else. I don't know, build a house, learn how to be a carpenter, but something than waste your money on the market. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another week. I was supposed to drop a video last week, but I couldn't because I actually started recording content for the week, but I had to make an impromptu trip that lasted basically throughout the weekend till yesterday, being Monday, and I couldn't take my laptop and all that with me. It wasn't that kind of trip, so yeah, unfortunately we couldn't drop, but I'm going to go over what happened last week. For the record, last week was a losing week. We took two trades last week. One on after the okay, we took. I'll just go through my journal because I'm really forgetting. But I think it's two trades we took last week, and yeah, it wasn't a nice week. So -2, and the account is back in drawdown. This week we took a trade yesterday actually on GBP JPY. Did not go well. Did not go well. And I will share all the trades I've taken so far. So for the record, the account is back in drawdown, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I can't think about it too much, but from this experience, I have picked out one or two things. One, always have before thought. There's like a before thought mindset for your trades. Always pre-plan, pre-think your trades. There's this thing that happens to most of us, like everybody. It happens to everybody. I've been trying to tackle it where imagine you wake up in the morning, you get on the charts, you just open the chart and you see your setup immediately. That what seems to be your setup. The first thing, you just woke up from sleep, man, and the next thing you're trying to take the trade immediately. And what happens? Maybe you missed out something because you were not properly in tune or in focus. And it's either you notice it as the trade is going on, or you notice it after you've already gotten stopped out. You start feeling bad that I should have seen this, or I made a mistake. So that was afterthought. You thought after you had already done the action. So number one tip, I'm also telling this to myself. When you have not pre-planned a trade, then it was not a planned trade. And if you did not plan a trade, then you're not following your rules. So you shouldn't take that trade. What you ought to do is when you come before the setup has or you see the setup is going to present itself, you note your levels, you look for okay, what am I looking at to enter? And you do that and you wait. When you see your entry, you enter. That way, even if you take a loss, is a lot better. That's why earlier I shared I deleted TradingView from my phone because it led to that a lot. Imagine it's a bad habit. You wake up, even if I don't use my phone immediately, I wake up, but eventually I will get to my phone before I get to my PC. Most times. So when I open it and with that narrow, you know the way view and the phone view is now, you just see something, it looks like it's a setup. Oh, next thing FOMO kicks in. You feel like you're going to miss it. You feel like, oh, you've missed out on something. You are going to lose a lot of money. So summary, you would save yourself a whole lot of money and stress if you do not take the trades you did not plan. That's just it. So dropping this for you guys, dropping this, telling myself, because I fall for this less than before, but I still fall for this thing, and it has cost me quite some money, quite some time, and all that. So apart from that, the losses I took, I'm not like exactly being bitter about them, because as I said, okay, I said in the earlier recordings I made, some of these losses I actually wanted them. I'm glad I had them because I really needed to have concrete evidence, have experience attached to some things I was not very sure of, like trading before big news events. I just heard people say it. I haven't like really do. You could say, oh, I could have back tested, but I feel I was also lazy to do that. My bad. But I feel this one where I actually lost, I had something on the line and I lost it. That experience will not be easy to forget. So that's about it, guys. You just need to think about your trades first and don't FOMO. Never, there's always an opportunity. And even if you have to wait a whole week before you see a trade, wait, please. It's going to be worth it than taking your equity curve like this, which is pretty much what we're going through right now. I've been ups and downs, but there will be more ups than downs. I can tell you for sure. There will be. So also believing that it's possible that this whole thing can be done. You understand? So without further ado, let me get you to the charts and we will go over the trades. So let's get started with what happened last week. But before we go there, this is the trade I've taken today, shorting GBP USD. Yesterday was the whole inauguration stuff. So we have swept this external liquidity and we've gone back to the internal liquidity here. We ran the low, which is what you like to see, and basically just we have two bearish fair value gaps. One here was respected, the second one, so I didn't catch it. I planned this trade yesterday because I already marked out this. I planned to actually short this, but when I came, price had already just closed this candle, so I entered on the next candle, and that's what it is right now. So it's currently been worrisome in the sense that it's failing to create another fair value gap, but we have this potential fair value gap on the 4 hour. So if this closes as a fair value gap or breakaway gap, perfect. I don't have any issues. So that's the trade for today. We'll see how it goes. Then I'll go to my journal and we'll see the entries for 14th of January, which day? Let's see. That was last week, Tuesday, so a week ago. Traded EU, we took a short and we lost. You can see the title here, day before CPI with PPI consolidation. This is the first one I did was day before big news event, which was the day before FOMC, I think. So I wanted to see how price would react. Now, this was another scenario which is to confuse me, where we have a red folder news event before the big news event. It is always said that the one before the big news event won't really do much, and the main volatility will come on the big news event, which I did see happen. This day nothing happened. I did the journaling the next day, I think so, and it just wasn't a pretty trade at all. It's not one I'm proud of, so I had to journal that experience. So that's the first loss last week, Tuesday. Then the next loss was on Wednesday after the CPI news release, because I would not trade till after. On that day of the trade, I will not trade till after the news release. So I did sell on GBP USD. Price I traded into that weekly fair value gap, and okay, no, actually it did not trade. We're trading off of a daily fair value gap. This looking at it right now was purely oversight in my case, because I think I didn't draw this external liquidity then. So, and I now read this as a breakaway gap, in the sense that price would not necessarily go up here before taking out this low. So that's where I got my mistake, because I could have waited. So I now started trying to short the daily fair value gap, and you see, because of the higher time frame fair value gap, it didn't go there. It really messed me up. So I was now like, oh, with the CPI release, it should have just pushed. So I'm sure pretty much a couple of people tried to also short GBP USD that same day, and we all had our asses handed to us. So third one was a simple technical mistake on my end. I traded GBP JPY. It looked like heaven on earth. It looked like everything was going, because this one, the price has not reached target yet, left a breakaway gap. So on the daily, we had this fair value gap, it followed through, created this next one. So I expected price to continue. Rather than use the 1 hour fair value gap, I used two 15-minute fair value gaps, and it did not follow through. It was on the 4 hour, I think. Nothing on the 4 hour actually. Then again, if you probably see my videos, my issue with JPY pairs, man, I don't even know. I don't know I don't know whether they swear for me and JPY pairs. So those are the losses, 3 losses, and yeah, added to the other losses of the week before last. So I was only profitable on the first week of January, where January came into, I think, came on a Wednesday or Tuesday. Then that weekend, those were the only profitable trades I had, and we are 21st right now, and so far, we've taken like 7 trades, and yeah, we're having this losing streak. So we hope things change for the better. So the account is currently in drawdown. I think 2% in drawdown, and we keep going. We keep following the process. So all these things were, apart from these ones losing, but still there were psychological errors on my part that I could have done better, or I could have waited. But for some reason I just had that whole FOMO thing messing with my mind of recent. So it's good to be able to reflect and fix up all those issues when they are starting. So I'm just watching a new 1 hour candle has started, so I'm just watching to see how this plays out, and I will get back to you guys. What's up, guys? Welcome to Wednesday, and today is 22nd of January. This is like the fastest January I've ever seen in my life. I don't know about you. So without further ado, we'll go over this at the partial loss with the trade we took yesterday on GU. I was trying to sell, and before I go on to the trade I took today. So we took a 0.36 hour loss. I'm just going to go over my journal, and this is where it was at. I closed the trade manually, where this line was at, because I just foresaw that things were not going according to plan, mostly because in fact the main issue was but my bias on DXY was wrong, and this gap really threw me off. I hate these gaps, man, and it's hard for me to read price when I see them. So I overlooked this whole weekly fair value gap. This was the fair value gap that price should have traded into, but I felt it was going to be left open and all that. And GU set up quite well, so this didn't allow this to go. And as soon as this 1 hour candle closed, let me make it bigger. As soon as this 1 hour candle closed, I just took off what was there, 0.36 hour, less than half of what I risked. Not bad, but yeah, that's another loss. So today's trade, took a buy on EU around here, because still following the premise of dollar to reach the weekly fair value gap there. So anticipated it to move from here. This is my narrative, like to move down from this fair value gap and reach downward. So I chose EU to trade because EU didn't have a weekly fair value gap, unlike GU. GU has this weekly fair value gap, bearish fair value gap to contend with, and GU be better for sales. EU is better for buys right now. So traded off this 4 hour fair value gap. I would have, this is what have been the ideal entry from here, but I wasn't by the charts by then, so I had to sneak in another entry from the 5, yeah, kind of from the 5 minutes here. But the overall narrative is the same. That's why my stop loss is here below the bodies of this low. So the trade is almost at TP. Good. I hope it just goes up and delivers, rather than, okay, yeah, it should likely go up and deliver. I don't think it's going to come down to this fair value gap. So it is what it is. If this wins, that's good. I'll end the losing streak and we'll continue our same as always. The train keep rolling. This is my 3rd trade for the week, and yeah, I will just get back to you guys when this officially hits TP. So yeah, it's been a crazy losing streak. It happens. I'm not thinking too much about that. I just need to keep following the process. So that's it, guys. I'll catch you guys when this is done. Peace. What's up, fam? Welcome to Thursday, and we are here on the charts again. Um, Guys, it's January. January is crazy. January is crazy, and I will not lie. But it's all good experience in my books because it might be of these arguments where people are like, should you trade mechanical, like take your trade or setup whenever you see it, regardless, or should you have a bit of sentiment there, like forgotten the word. I'm not forgotten the word, but basically, there should be criteria like when you should trade, when you should not trade, when you should trade your edge, or when you should not trade your edge, that kind of thing. When you perform better or when you perform worse. So, in this case, I am performing terribly because I have another loss this week, and it's very annoying kind of loss. Um, Price came as far as almost reach. It didn't even take out the target. Um, Almost got to the take profit and then just rolled over downwards. So when I saw it create this fair value gap, I was really like, okay, just retest this and go up. But that didn't happen. Such is life, guys. And yeah, true. If I got my ideal entry, because this would have been the entry for me actually, I would have gotten my take profit hit before all the drama. But I've had this kind of lucky entries or exits too, but not every day is like that. So we just have to wrap up and move on. I've journaled, and what this whole thing teaches me is that January is not very good, and I think also coupled with the inauguration and all those things with the US going on, so the dollar is not really delivering because I already established, okay, the draw should be this. GU had a fair value gap too, which it has traded into. EU doesn't have a fair value gap, it's almost at the high, and trading into this fair value gap would have made EU take out the high, so we could just continue with the trend. But that didn't happen. It didn't make sense to me for dollar to come all the way up to this fair value gap just to go back down here. It might as well just reverse and start going up. So I expected it to enter the internal range liquidity fair value gap before continuing, but that did not happen. So but anyway, we are not too away to tell the market what to do. We just react accordingly. So how am I feeling about the string of losses? It's not a good feeling. It's not something easy for most traders to deal with. Like, this is the trade I took today on USD JPY, and from the monthly deal, my history with JPY pairs, man, I don't even know. But from the monthly, we're in between these two. So something on the weekly would be good to clear that out. And for the monthly, we follow through. We have a weekly fair value gap here, which we have traded into. We have swept the previous week's low, and to draw towards that eventually. On the daily, we also have the sweep price failed to follow through from this bearish fair value gap, and on the 4 hour, we have this 4 hour fair value gap here, and though it has already met up to the context high there, I relied on what I saw on the 1 hour here because we saw a fair value gap, and price actually respected the fair value gap. So I actually expected the next candle to buy, but that's not what's happening right now. So to me, I've already zeroed my mind that this could be a loss. Like, it's a loss. In fact, the money is gone. And as for the account is minus 2% currently. We were as high as 3% this same month, but we're 2% now, having a string of losses this week. It's 3 losses in a row. But if we take out, it's not so bad when we take out those losses that were due to psychological errors, in the sense that I wanted to clarify stuff trading before major news, or like I really wanted to put my skin in it and really get the feel and know that, oh, okay, I'm not doing this, rather than some people say do, some people say don't, and I was always in between, and I never really did back tests myself, and even when I did, it would always be favorable, you understand? So I wanted to do that and be done with it. And it's good when you have your model, your edge. It's good to actually test it through the period of a year, because you will now know the months that you perform better and the months that are terrible. The months where you should just take a vacation and just do something else. I don't know, build a house, learn how to be a carpenter, but something, than waste your money on the market. So January has been established as that month. One of those months. My other month I will never forget is August. July, August. I will never ever forget what those months did to me and my mental health. So those were in the past too. So it's all part of the data, and you would know the months where you should trade more because you perform better then, and your setups would work. And you know the months that you should avoid, like January. So I would treat January from now on like a Monday. I'm not going to be doing that whole, oh, I see my setup take it, apart from today, because I almost did not want to take this trade. That's how much I'm a human being, so fear started coming in, that what if I lose this one too? Yeah, what if I lose it, and so what? Doesn't matter anyway. I would only The only way I should hold myself accountable is making sure I follow my plan. I would only review anything about my trading process at the end of the month, at the end of the series of trades. So far this month, I've taken less than 10 trades, to be honest. So my losses would have been way less. I probably would have been at break even. At worst, I would have been at break even. But I took, I had to do what I had to do. So anyway, we'll just see the way this trade pans out. And yeah, let me know if this is I don't know if this is relatable. I don't know how your January is going. Oh, I hope this is insightful. So maybe I have to I go through the experience so you don't have to, that kind of thing. Because this is how it gets on the market. People do have losing streaks. People have 6 um trade losing streaks, 5, you know. The only issue is that my risk to reward is 1:2. So having a losing streak is not very, like this, it's not very good for me. My win rate would drop like crazy. If I was doing a 1:5 and I lose up to 5 trades, it doesn't matter because I can just make one trade and everything is gone. You understand? But given the time frame I trade, I really do not want to be doing that. I'm okay with a 1:2. So when you're doing a 1:2, from what I've seen, you really need to be very picky. Like you need to scrutinize your trades a whole lot. A whole lot. You cannot afford to be taking just any trade that comes by. And it's fine. So January is almost up. January should be up by next week. Should. Today is Thursday. Next week Thursday will be 30th, Friday 31st. Yeah. So January will be up by next week Friday, and we'll get into February. We'll see how February goes. And yeah, let's just see how this trade goes. I hope it sweeps this and just goes up. But if it doesn't, well, I end the week there, because there's only so much my heart can take, man. So yeah. It's not that deep. And now dollar is this, I don't know. It traded into this fair value gap and swept and went, fulfilled the context but failed to follow through by creating an fair value gap. It just reversed. It didn't even sweep. It just reversed all the way. So I don't know. It's trading down from here again doesn't really. I don't know why it would do that, but anything can happen. To be honest, anything can happen. The low on this candle is what, 107,750, 107. Oh, so it's lower by just a pip. So are you trying to tell me that this is going to take this as a breaker and trade down? Huh? It's possible, but that would really be crazy. And if dollar becomes bearish, then my trade is in trouble, because I really do not trust JPY pairs. JPY pairs have not been my friends if you have been following my videos. So anyway, let me not make this too long. I will catch you guys later when this is up. So guys, I didn't even finish talking. I didn't even go fast. Another stop loss, and that is the end of the week. That's the end of the week. So we'll just get right to it. here are the trades for the week. It has been a really bloody week, really bloody. 3 losses, 3 full stopouts, and 1 partial stopout. So, well, a lot of reflecting to do. The account is down to -3 now, -3%. So, yeah, it's going to be a long weekend of reflecting and blah blah blah. So, the conditions were not just good at all. So that is that. Come to the end of another video. This one was especially long. It was longer than the recent ones. So yeah, come to the end of another video. I'll catch you guys next week.